spelled that wrong. That's actually wrong. This is not how you spell this word. Good morning and welcome back to my channel. It is Shay Michelle and I'm so happy you are joining me today. So you guys, this is actually our last week of class. Like I'm saying, after this Friday, today's Monday, after Friday, I do not have to do any more lectures. There's no more blocks. There's no more systems. This is our last system, last block, test, all of that. And basically I have my endocrine test on Friday, and then don't think all is well because obviously this is the last week of October. However, after this we're just studying for STEP. I was like, I have to document this last week of classes because, you know, I'll never get this back. I'll never be back in this time and place in my life. So I just wanted to make sure I recorded it and showed you guys everything and just like pulled out all the stops for this video, because after this, in all honesty, my videos will mostly contain kind of like me in the clinic working with patients, you know, preparing for my different rotations. So I'll definitely have a lot more videos to make. However, they'll just be very different because I won't just be sitting at a desk studying, which is mind-blowing to think about. I want to tell you guys what this week is going to look like. Usually before a test, I don't want to say usually, it really depends on who the head teacher is for that block, but on average before a test we have a pretty chill week. So like my test is Friday, and so on Thursday like I have no class. It's just literally called a study day. And then other than that I only have 2 required classes. Today at 9 a.m. I actually have a required pituitary case, and so I'm sure we'll just be talking about various things that can go wrong with your pituitary gland. Tomorrow I don't have any required class. Wednesday I have required class. I now have just an integrated endocrinology case response, and so I'm sure that'll just be like, it just won't be as organized probably as our other case responses, where like today I know we're talking about the pituitary gland, rather than Wednesday will probably just be very random and like, okay, what's wrong? And then I'll have to say like, oh, is it the hypothalamus, is it the pituitary, is it the adrenal glands, and stuff like that. Other than that, we have like review sessions. So tomorrow we have a pathology review session. We usually have more reviews than that, but this block we didn't necessarily separate it by like, oh, this is a pharm class, pharmacology is like this lecture, and then we'll have an endocrinology, then we'll have a microbiology. But in this system we just kind of, it was just all mixed in. So we did have obviously some pharmacology like information, it just wasn't separated into its own specific lecture. This vlog is going to contain a ton of studying, and I also wanted to give a simple shout out to teddyblake, who sent me this cute bag that I'll be using to carry my books and everything like that. It basically fits for the most part everything but my laptop, so I'll be carrying this nice bag around, and I'll definitely be talking about it more later on in the vlog. As it's 8:43, wow, I am on time. My pituitary case begins at 9 a.m. and if you guys know from my last vlog, you guys know it gets crowded in there. And so yeah, we're just gonna, you know what, let's just go to class. It is now 5 p.m. and in all honesty, I've been in my room since I got out of class, which was around 11. So I'm now on my way back to the med school so I can get into a classroom with some of my friends, and we are going to study because I honestly need some peer pressure because it's not happening. They're leaving me, so we're gonna do final words to the vlog. Let's be realistic. How was you guys' day?
Like maybe the actual worst day ever. Oh, it's been a bad day. Unproductive, bad. Someone's texting me. Hopefully tomorrow is a better day.
Yes. Tomorrow will be a better day.
We got our tracks. I was greeted by lovely people early in the morning. Our weekend plans got ruined. Honestly, tomorrow will be better because I don't think it could have been worse than today.
How do you guys feel about this being our last block exam?
You know, I was feeling good until today happened.
Why they leave me, you guys? I'm doing my Anki cards and I'm reading my first aid book. It's 6:44. I don't think this is gonna focus.
I did make a Sephora order today, and I think that has to be the highlight of my day.
I just wanted to give an update on where I'm at. So right now it is 8:20, and of course I have the most complicated phone background, so you're not gonna see it, but it's 8:20 p.m. and I just finished going through the entire endocrine section in my first aid book. Just to give you guys a gist of how I'm even studying now, I just rotate between reading my first aid book and reading my personalized notes. And mind you though, my notes are like not as long as they used to be because I don't take these elaborate notes anymore. They're more so cheat sheets and or just notes on things that are covered in our lectures that aren't necessarily being covered in Boards and Beyond or whatever it is. Besides that, I do my Anki cards, and so for my Anki, I've been trying to implement a little bit more step studying, and so I try to do 10 UWorld questions a day, and then based on whatever I get wrong, I unsuspend those Anki cards, and then I like to do that daily. And so for Anki, my first priority is to get through my endocrine deck, and then as soon as I'm done with my endocrine deck, I then proceed to my pharmacology deck, and then when I'm done with that, I just go through whatever cards are left. My day-to-day is like reading notes, Anki, and then now I'm going to do 10 UWorld questions in addition to a boatload of board vital questions. These are all just step 1 USMLE practice questions because remember our tests are now fully USMLE, aka MBME, aka the same like format, company, all that as step 1. So it only makes sense to do practice questions that are in this same kind of like rendition. Hopefully I'm gone by 10 p.m. but I feel like every time I say a time, it doesn't happen. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's get started. I've arrived home with the most unhealthy food that I could find. But the most unhealthy food I could find from the hospital, chicken tenders and onion rings. In the main classroom area, I was able to finish everything I need to do. And so now it is 10:30. I'm gonna eat some food. And hopefully my goal is to get a really early start tomorrow because we don't have any required classes. So I actually wanna like wake up, work out, knock everything out, and go from there. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning and happy Tuesday, you guys. So I just really fostered a lot of energy for this intro. It's 9:51 a.m. and it's a good morning because I woke up this morning, not particularly early, but I woke up, I worked out, I've ate my breakfast, I've watched a little Netflix. So that always precipitates a really, really, really good day. We had another case discussion that's occurring right now. However, I'm going to go to the library instead just because I think I can get a lot more done. You already know that morning time is my prime time study hours. Like I cannot study in the afternoon. Like I have to study in the morning or my day is just not going to be what it should be. I'm looking at my laptop, of course, it's right here. But basically what I'm going to focus on today is practice questions. Practice questions. I want to do at least 50 practice questions today. So what I think the order of my like work is going to be is I'm going to start the morning as soon as I get to the library with 25 board vital questions on endocrinology, and then I'm going to go over my WPC, which is my weekly practice quiz for this week. But I want to go over it just because I did not do well and I want to make sure I've like learned. Then I think I'm going to come back and do another 25 questions. Then I'm gonna do some of my flashcards, and then I'm gonna reread my written notes, aka the notes on my iPad that I wrote. And I'll make sure to show you guys just because they have been updated. So I'll show you guys kind of like what they look like now. Then I'll finish the day with looking at or doing more flashcards. That's basically it, and time to go to the library. It is 4 p.m. and I am finally walking back to my room. I've been in the library and I've been circling between working outside, working in the library, working in the classroom, but I'll make sure to update you guys on everything I have done because as you can see, it's been a long day. All right. It's 7 p.m. and I just got me some Dunkin' Donuts coffee and a free donut. I think that I've just declared that it's gonna be a long night. The reason it's gonna be a long night is because you guys know I've been doing my Anki flashcards and I've been doing them, you know, just very comfortably. I realized there was a boatload that I didn't have unsuspended and able to see. So I just unsuspended them and I have about like 400 new cards. But mind you though, I've done like half of them. So I think I'm just gonna overhaul it and do them all. But I finished all of my practice questions. I did 50 practice questions while I was in the library. I finished my UWorld questions, which were 10, and I reviewed my weekly practice quiz. That means all I need to do for the rest of the night is I am determined at this rate to finish these flashcards, and then I'm going to review the case that they went over today that I didn't go to class for, and then I'm going to finish the night off with reading my written notes out again. I'll check in at 9 p.m. No, Oh my gosh, did I say it was 8 p.m.? I don't know what I said, but it's 7 p.m. But it's 7 p.m. and I'm going to check in at 8 p.m. It is officially 10:51, and I'm not gonna lie, I definitely could have been done an hour or two ago. However, lots of phone calls happened and work, but I got every single thing done, and I'm just gonna show you guys proof of how many Anki cards I did today. Today I did 1,659 cards. You might have saw that took me 2.73 hours to do, and so I feel like I'm going to just burn my eyes out. But I do want to spend this last like chunk of time before I go to bed just going through my first aid book. I'm just gonna write it on my massive whiteboard right here, and then after that I'm gonna call it quits. Good morning, you guys, and happy Wednesday. This week is flying by. Everything is happening so fast, and next thing you know, it's time for me to take my test, and then I'm finally free. Not really, but you know what I mean. It is 8:05, and I look pretty tired. I woke up at 6, laid in bed until 6:30, went to the gym. I've done all of my morning shenanigans and routines. All I need to do is eat breakfast. I'm ready to start my day, which is absolutely amazing because anytime I get a head start on the day, it's going to be a good one. 8:07 now, and so I have class at 9:30 that I'm gonna make sure to go to because yesterday I kind of regret not going and seeing the actual case discussion in its full capacity. I'm just gonna spend this next hour and a half doing my practice questions, and I only have 60 more before I'm done with like all of the offered practice questions. On my way to class, I'm packing my backpack right now. I was able to get 25 practice questions done in the last like 40-ish minutes, which is pretty solid. So on that note, I'm about to go to class. It's 9:30 to noon, I'm pretty sure, so I'll be in there for a while. If I get bored, I'll either start doing Anki or I'm gonna just start doing my actual start doing some more practice questions, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So see you guys in class. Just got back to my room and it is 3:47. First things first, you may notice I have my glasses on. And the reason I have my glasses on is because when I went to class this morning, I don't know what was happening when I was sitting down, but I just couldn't see for some reason. It was such a weird experience. So 5 minutes in, I just took my contacts off and now we have glasses on. I've been in the library this whole time. I was able to review all of my notes, something I was supposed to do yesterday. I started making a new cheat sheet, but I'm gonna show you guys it later today because I have some more work that I wanna do on it. And then, what else did I do? I forgot everything I did, but I know I did a lot. I finished all of my practice questions. I started reviewing them. I reviewed like 60 of them, and tomorrow I'll review the other 100. My plan for the rest of the day is that I'm gonna go through my first aid book again, like usual, and then I'm gonna make another cheat sheet based on the random things I can't remember. I also want to practice again the like pathways, whether it uses CAMP, intracellular receptors, tyrosine kinases, JAK-STAT pathway, all that. And then last but not least, my flashcard. Let's get started with some Anki. It is now 8:42 and I'm desperately trying to honor the fact that this morning I said that I was gonna wake up, study, and I was not gonna study late into the night. So I'm officially calling it quits. Basically in this time, all I did was my Anki cards, which once again ended up being a lot more than I expected. Let me show you guys and toot my own horn just for a second. But today I ended up doing 1,300 Anki cards, and so I just had a ton more to do than I expected, which is what caused the ultimate delay in this whole process. Remember that cheat sheet I said I was gonna make after reading the first aid book? Didn't happen, but I'm not going to be stingy. I'm gonna like paste it right here. This is what it looks like as of now, because all I did was reread my own personal notes, and I just wanted to make a quick rendition of what the drugs were, because I don't know what happened, but today when I woke up and I was doing my practice questions, I just blanked completely on like what every drug did. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like I started freaking out. So I just wanted to make this like quick sheet that I could just look at super fast. Tomorrow I've already prioritized what I'm gonna do. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna review all of my missed questions on board vitals. Remember, I just have the first 100 to go through, but mind you, like I didn't miss all 100 of them. and I've learned from them, hopefully. So like it shouldn't take that long to go back through them. And then the next big piece is that I'm going to be going through my first aid book as in-depthly as possible again, and then making this cheat sheet as I go. And so now the focus is to literally pinpoint every single thing that I keep overlooking. The last priority is to get through my flashcards. 8:44 and I'm calling it quits for school. You guys know I've been up working since, honestly, I guess 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Yeah, 8 a.m. I went to class at 9:30. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
And leave the building utilizing the nearest exit or fire use elevators.
So we're outside because there's a alarm going off at 3:43 a.m. Here's everybody. What do you think?
I'm tired, but I hope it's okay. It smells like gas, so.
Update. The alarm hasn't fully ended. Everyone just decided to come back inside. It's 4:03 in the morning and we have a test. So, time to go to bed. Good morning and happy Thursday, you guys. The week is almost to an end and I can't believe it. As you can see, we already had a very eventful morning. And so that explains why I'm not starting my day until noon. Okay, but I have already reworked my plan. We're gonna get the same things done, and luckily I tried to make a very relaxed schedule for today. My goal is to do work from noon to 6 p.m., eat dinner, and then probably get an hour, maybe 2 more hours of work in, but like hard cut off 10 p.m. no matter what. I just have to go to the study room in my apartment building and do some work. And so I'm gonna keep up the same plan I told you guys last night. However, I think I'm just gonna start off with an hour of flashcards just to get a few things done in that realm. I need to do 257 pharmacy cards. Oh, and only 300, what are these? 300 endocrine cards. We are keeping the same plan of like going through the first aid book, adding to my cheat sheet, reviewing all of my missed board vital questions. And then other than that, I just have my flashcards. Even though they tried to ruin my sleep, we're still gonna make it. Let's just get started. I've been delayed enough. I don't know what was going on, but the study room was not happening. So I just grabbed all of my stuff and I'm back to my room. But I did get through my Anki cards and I did get through reviewing all of the board vital questions. So I also added a few more things to my list. And I'll review that because this hallway echoes and I know people can hear me. I'm back in my room, and so what I was basically saying in the hallway was that I finished some things in that room or in the study lounge. However, the main thing I wanted to do, you guys already know, was my cheat sheet and review first aid, which I'm gonna take probably like a 30-minute break just to eat like a mini lunch kind of thing, get some coffee, and then work. And then what I added to my list of things to do was I want to review the cases. Remember, you guys, all this week we basically went over cases, which that definitely won't take that long. I just remember writing a few little notes that I remember I want to take note of, and then I'm going to scroll through the lecture slides. Also, shout out to this bag from Blake, because you guys, it's actually been fitting everything that I take to the lounge, which is very surprising. I got my step 1 book in here. I have my iPad in here. I have some my little pencil case. I have some snacks. I have like a boatload of chargers, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty shocked on my walk back to my room that everything fit in here. I just want to say this like bag is super cute. Make sure you guys like check them out, and I'll like link the bag that I have specifically, but they have also really nice bags. I just wanted to get one that I felt like was realistic to me and what I do, which is study all day. Then it even has this cute like add-on that is connected to it. Yeah, so I just want to give a shout out, thank you. And this bag actually came in handy this week, which I'm happy for, because I also looked cuter carrying this bag than my like big old green backpack. I'm probably gonna take a 30-minute break. It's 2:52 right now. Eat a little bit of food, probably grab some Dunkin' Donuts because I need to make sure I am awake. And then we'll get started. All we have left for today is number 1 thing is to review the entire first aid book in addition to making my cheat sheet. Then I want to review my cases. Then I want to look at the lecture slide. Let's go. It is 9:12 right now and I'm officially done. I'm very excited because I finished everything I said I was going to do. I finished going through the entire first aid book, which mind you took me like 3 hours. And then I also finished reviewing my like mini notes, and I finished glimpsing through the PowerPoints and everything like that, but it basically turned into me just looking at the objective. More importantly though, I finally have some notes that I'm actually proud of that I would like to show you guys. You know, I made like a new recap sheet, and so here it is. As you can see, I added like hyperthyroid information and then signaling pathways. And so mind you though, I just wanted to make a cheat sheet, like 2 pages worth of information and stuff like that. One, I'm just like not remembering, or like fine details I want to like take note of, and I didn't end up writing I can't speak. Okay, but I didn't end up writing everything. Towards this like second page, I ended up writing like, oh, for all the hypopituitarism, I wrote like all of the different pathologies and things that go with that. However, I didn't do that for everything. So you're probably like, oh, there's not really anything to do with adrenal insufficiency and like Cushing syndrome, which is like too much cortisol or like too little cortisol, hypotension, all that stuff. Because I didn't write everything. I just kind of, honestly, towards the end, I got lazy and I was like, I've seen this enough. I wanted to make sure I got some heavy hitters on the signaling pathways, because remember earlier, a few days ago, I wrote it on my whiteboard, but that just wasn't enough. It still wasn't sticking. So this time I wrote it here once again, and I like actually took, you know, a few moments just to like really remember all of these weird acronyms and like the very heavy hitters. Like I definitely need to know what pathway cortisol, aldosterone, and T3, T4 go with, because that's kind of everything with the thyroid and the adrenal glands and vitamin D. Those are my notes that I made that I am obnoxiously proud of. That's it for the day. It's 9:15 and I'm excited to go and just like rest. I'll probably clean my room a little bit because I don't know, the day is just always better when you have a clean room, and then go to sleep and hopefully not be awakened by a fire alarm. Then in the morning, all I'm gonna do is, I have the morning test, so I'm just gonna wake up, and then whatever time I have left between like getting myself together and the actual test, which is usually about an hour, I'm probably just gonna run through and look at all of my like written notes and then do my flashcards in the morning just to get my brain going a little bit and go from there. So wish me luck, and I will see y'all tomorrow. I am back from my test, you guys, and as you can see, I dress as bummy as possible just because I want to be comfortable, and it's cold in there, so that's why I'm in Los Angeles with this big coat. But all I'm gonna say is it was a time. Wish me luck that everything went well, you guys. Oh, I'm acting like this is the exit. Let me tell you guys what I did this morning so you can get a vibe of what I do on test days. I was supposed to wake up at 6:30, but I ended up just not being able to sleep last night, so I changed my alarm to 7 p.m. But I woke up at 7 p.m. and then I got dressed and everything, and that I was probably done at around 8, to be honest. So at 8, I just spent my time. One, I found a review session from last year's on our little like web-based like, you know, Panopto, where you can find all of the old lectures. So I watched a little bit of that, but I wouldn't necessarily say watch. I just scrolled through the questions just to make sure I got them all right. After that, I started to review my notes, and that's basically all I had time for. I didn't have time for my flashcards this morning, but that's perfectly fine. And then I went to my test, and then everybody was just excited that this is our last test because, woo! A break is needed. It's Friday. I'm done. It's noon right now, 11:55 to be exact. So I can just like spend an hour kind of like sitting, getting my life together, and then resume. And that's usually all I really do on test days. Nothing too strenuous, but I have like a weird superstition that if I fill my mind with anything other than like content, relevant knowledge, then like I'll just forget everything. So I try not to do that. Now I can do my outro. And I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And then a second shout out if you made it all the way to the end. And a third shout out for you guys like watching me along this whole preclinical journey. It's kind of wild that it's coming to an end and I'm about to enter this new chapter, which is crazy. But yeah, I just want to say thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. This donut's kind of hard. Not the best.